Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Adriana and I'm under the Penfluence. I will probably do a more formal introductory video sometime in the future, but today I'm going to be talking to you about the Traveler Notebook in red. And I picked up two sizes. I could not decide which one I needed or wanted to go with, so I went with both. And I'm also going to talk about some of the items I picked up from Yuseka Stationery and also talk about the intention of each notebook that I'm going to be using these for. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So this is actually my very first YouTube video I'm ever making as a content creator, so I hope I do well in this first try. I know I'm going to make a lot of mistakes, but I'm going to try to get through everything in a very concise manner and give you only information that I think is going to be more useful to you if you're interested in getting these. I know right now they're sold out, but I know they're going to be doing a restock sometime this summer. So there's still a chance for y'all to get one of these beautiful covers. And to be honest, I had a hard time choosing between the passport and the regular size. And I forgot to mention that this is my very first experience with Traveler's Notebooks. I've never owned any, but I have heard good things. And I could not decide which size I wanted to go with. I fell in love with the passport filler for the red because I just love cats. I loved the notebook design. But I felt like maybe the passport might be a little too small in my hand, and I was leaning towards the regular, but I wasn't crazy about the filler notebook on that one. So I just went ahead and picked up both. I wanted to feel them in person and get a good feel of how they fit in my hand, and then also figure out what would be best for my lifestyle and my needs. But if I guess like the original intent was just to order both and then sell one of them, but I might feel differently after I open them. Well, we'll see. But first, let me go ahead and go through all the little items I picked up for each one. And yeah, let's get started. Also, if you're not interested in any of these items and you just want to skip to the unboxing, if you will, you can skip here and I will meet you there. But go ahead and take a pause and grab yourself a drink and feel free to run this in the background while you journal yourself. So let me go ahead and go through the items that I picked up for the regular size first. Starting with the number 7, I picked up the card files. I didn't realize that it came with 12 in the photos. I thought it was just 6. So I feel like this is going to be more than I'll ever need for card pockets. I picked up this plastic zip folder, which I think will be great for carrying travel receipts, like plane tickets. I also picked up this craft paper journal. I think this will be great for scrapbooking. That'll be fun. And then I also picked up this craft folder for extra storage, some extra bands because I know they'll come in handy. I also picked up this watercolor paper journal thing. I kind of wanted to do something for like when I'm out and about. I want to get in touch with like my creative side. I am actually a full-time graphic designer, so I'm trying to find ways to be creative off screen and just give my eyes a break because I do spend a lot of time on the computer. So I think that'll be good for me. And in a manic of buying all of these items, I picked up more card pockets. I don't think I'll need this, but maybe I can find a use for those. We'll see. And then I picked up another zip folder, but in the canvas material, which I think is going to match nicely with the red. And then I'm going to set this aside really quick. I picked up passport sizes of the canvas zip folder, more bands, another craft paper folder, a grid journal, and then another mini plastic zip pocket. Let's set those aside. And for this, I have been leaning towards maybe using the Taiyaki charm for the regular size because I feel like I think it'd be a good in proportion to scale. I don't know what I'm saying, but I feel like this is going to be good for the bigger one and this will be good for the smaller passport size. So I just had to pick these up. They're super adorable. Okay, and now for the unboxing. Oh yes, and I picked up this little clip too because I don't have one, and I think that's going to be very handy. To be honest, I totally forgot I ordered this, and it was just like one of those things where it wasn't originally on my wish list, but if I didn't get it, I would regret it. And I'm glad I did because they're obviously sold out right now. But I think this is going to go really nice with the, maybe the passport size, but we'll see. Okay, now for the actual main event. This thing feels like Christmas for me right now. Set that aside. Okay, so this is the passport. I'm so excited because this is really my first impression of traveler notebooks. And I've heard many good things. I'm not gonna act like I know anything about traveler notebooks. I know that Daisy from Yaseka did a video about these, and she gives a full history about traveler notebooks, and she talks a little bit about the leather. One of the takeaways from that video for me was it took them 7 years to produce this color of red for the leather. And let me see. I know they have like 4 different color leather covers. Yeah, so I'm sorry, I was getting brain fog. It took them about 7 years to develop this red color leather. So for this to be my first Travelers is very special. And just like a fun fact, I have done my color analysis done recently in the last year. So I learned that I'm a true deep, which is like a blend of a deep winter and a deep autumn. And if those 2 seasons had a baby, it would be a true deep. So this dark deep burgundy is like actually in my color palette. So I feel like it's just, wow, this is really beautiful. I'm also very impressed with the packaging. I'm a big fan of gold foil embossing. This is just adorable. Am I in focus? I don't know if I am. I apologize if I'm not. Another takeaway, Daisy did talk about these screen printed little perforated cards. So if you're out and about traveling and you meet somebody, you can, you know, cut off a card and write them a little note, or you can give them away to your friends, which I think is a really nice, it's just a very beautifully designed. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside. Oh wait, that's not the way. There you go. Sorry again about the camera movement. Now let me go ahead and open up the regular size. I thought I was gonna do this video in under 4 minutes, but it doesn't seem like that's gonna happen. So that's that. Look at that, that is so beautiful. I have to find some kind of use for this burlap bag. It's just too pretty to not use. Look at that, that's so beautiful. I love that red color. And I totally forgot to talk about my first impressions of the leather. It's a very beautiful color. It feels very nicely in the hand. It's very smooth. I love that it's dark on the outside, and then it has like that beautiful surprise of deep red inside. And it is cute, actually. I'm glad I got both. And after feeling both of them. I have a feeling I'm going to be keeping both and not selling one of them after all. I figure I could use maybe like this regular one for when I travel to work events or just, you know, traveling for pleasure. And maybe for the smaller one, I did get engaged this past January, so I might use this for like wedding planning or just documenting things in my engagement or wedding planning and all of that. So I think this will be really nice for that. Okay, so let me go ahead and unwrap the other items and then figure out a way to, I have no idea how to set these up. I'm gonna take a pause really quick and watch some videos, and then I'll come back and do a quick recording of how I'm going to set up both of my traveler notebooks. So I will be right back. To be honest, I don't know if all of this is going to fit into this little thing because I think I went a little crazy buying all of these inserts, but I'm just going to figure it out and see what fits. We'll see. So I didn't actually start journaling until like maybe up to like maybe 2 years ago. Like I want to say 2023 is when I first started journaling. My older sister who lives in Richmond, Texas, she introduced me to a little stationery shop called Kinokuniya. And this was actually one of the first things that caught my eye. And I thought it was so adorable, and I had no idea what Hobonichi was. But I thought at the time I was just a little out of my price range. It was out of my budget, so I opted for a little B6 journal. And I went ahead and took that home. And I didn't know what to write about at first. I was not really a writer, so I had no idea what I wanted to write or use that journal for until I came across an interview with Emma Watson, and she talks about how she carries her little journal around her wherever she goes, and she does 3 prompts every day. Well, I know for sure one of them was, what were 3 things that were kind that either you did for someone or someone did for you? 3 things that you excelled in, and then I think the third one was, what were 3 things that made you laugh? I think something like that. So I started with prompts like those because I just thought, you know, those are very positive. I only want to write about positive things. And then my journaling journey kind of evolved from there. I eventually changed different writing formats. I watched a lot of YouTube videos and watched videos from Planning Life with Erin. I also discovered the Coffee Monsters Co. through my mother because she loves all of her stationery products. I'm not really a fan, and I'm sorry, Helen, I'm not much of a fan of like the little emojis. Like, they are cute, but I was more interested in watching Helen's videos because I just love the way her mind works. There's a video she did where she's talking about what Tombow colors you could use in a palette, or I don't know what it was. I can't even explain. But she's just, she's a true educator, and she just explains things so well. And I just started following her, and she was actually the first person that got me into fountain pens. And I made the mistake of buying, what was it? I know she talked about one of the first pens she bought was a Leonardo Officina, what was it? The Momento Magico? I think that was the pen that she had in the Pietro Salata. And I made the mistake of buying that as my first pen because I had no idea what to buy or look for in a fountain pen, and she just sold it for me. I was like, okay, if she thinks that writes really well, then I'm gonna go with that. But that was just like a very extreme pen or fountain pen to start with for my collection. I did learn how to disassemble it and clean it, and I eventually sold it because I never grabbed it. But I felt like if I could handle a pen like that, I could handle any pen. So that was, I guess, a good learning lesson for me with fountain pens. But yeah, that's a little bit about how I got here. But yeah, I've totally forgot what I was doing. Oh yes, okay, so I'm gonna try to fit these in really quickly and I'll be right back. Okay, I think I was able to do that. It's a little chunky, but I managed to fit everything in using 2 bands. So let me go back and open up and share what I have inside, how I ordered them. And to be honest, I didn't really pay attention to like the order. I might do some rearranging once I get more comfortable with this and figure out how exactly I want these to be laid out. But for now, I'm just gonna share what I managed to fit in. So in order of the regular, I have the craft paper notebook, the craft holder, half of the canvas zip folder, the free refill, card holder, watercolor paper, card slots, more card slots, and then the plastic zip. So all of that was able to fit in this one regular traveler notebook. And for the small one, take this little baby out just for a sec. The passport, I have canvas zip, plastic zip, craft folder, free insert. What is that? Then I have more of the craft holder with the little pencil holder, and then the grid journal. I think this will be part of my everyday carry. I'm sorry if this is like triggering for some people. I know it's not perfectly inserted. I'm just gonna take it out for a sec. Or let me just try to put it on the cover and see what happens. I'm actually kind of scared though. You know what, I'm gonna do that later. I don't have to do that right now. But yeah, these are my little journals. And I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did enjoy this video, I feel like I should say follow, subscribe, do what you need to do to get some updates. I don't know when I'll post again, but hopefully soon. And I hope I'm brave enough to show my face behind the camera and talk a little bit more about myself. But yeah, I hope you have a great day and I will see you soon. Bye.